Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the Losers Round 5 matchup between Ta and Belle. We are here at Hida Mountains. Not a very common map in this tournament. I can't remember ever seeing it. Probably seen it at least once, but nonetheless, very good map. Great for crabbing with some trees right here in the middle for some cavalry catching and 3 buildings. So it's actually a very nice map. Not very hilly, but enough subtle rollingness in the hills to maybe hurt matchlock effectiveness. But anyway, look at the armies. Ta's a very interesting army. He has a front line of Naginatas, both samurai and monks, along with the katana hero, 1 matchlock detachment, and a fair amount of cavalry with 4 units. Belle's army is a little more eclectic. I've got that front line of Yari Ashigaru and Naginata samurai, a second line of katanas, Yari's in the back, katana hero, and a bunch of cavalry by my count. Looks like there are 6 of them. Some bow cavalry, of course. And she's moving up to this hill right here with the trees to maybe take up a little better defensive position. That will sort of seed the 2 buildings in the middle and on the right to Ta, but one of those is the archery dojo, which doesn't need. The middle one is the sword dojo though, so I think I would definitely be wanting to capture, especially as the infantry advantage definitely seems to be in Belle's favor with a lot of swords and that katana hero and the Naginatas as well, especially with all that cavalry. He's going to need something, I think, to turn this battle. I don't think he doesn't have a whole lot of firepower in this army. He's going to depend on grinding it out over the long term, which you should definitely have the sword dojo for if you try and do it. Also, the morale shrine will really help a lot too, and he looks like he's going to try and get both with a long line here. Maybe he's going to try and encircle Belle and try and just grind her down in the while being surrounded. Belle's army is a little bit disorganized. The spears are a little bit far right now. The Yari hero is retreating as well. Forgot to mention that. There's the Yari hero. Naginata samurai are going into melee right now. Maybe just to hold down that side and try to maybe flank a little bit with the infantry. And his Yari cavalry is running into the bow cavalry. Looks like he's supposed to tie those down to make some more space for his own cavalry. Yari cavalry is moving around for Ta as well, see if he can do anything. Yari Ashigaru there is under fire and will be routing shortly, most likely. Well, not a whole lot happening on the infantry front. There's a little bit of a battle going here with the Naginata samurai. It looks like Ta's going to win there, as these Naginatas are already in red morale, probably because they're a little far from the general, but now the general has moved forward and they're back in orange, yellowish morale. This is interesting. All of Belle's cavalry is getting tied down here. That's very bad for her, because having that cavalry advantage can be very big if this army starts to surround Belle. Having a lot of cavalry is a good way to keep yourself from getting surrounded, as it puts those units attempting to surround in a lot of danger. Matchlocks have nowhere to shoot for Ta. He's going to have to go all the way around the building before they'll be able to join the battle. So not a threat at all right now, those matchlocks. And Belle getting tied down over here, I don't think this was good for Belle losing control of this side. And that's going to be a lot of units routing right away. The light cavalry, 2 light cavalry, and a bow cavalry all gone there. So Belle only has a few more cavalry units, and this Yari cavalry over here and a Great Guard are going to take out the rest of the cavalry, except this 1 unit. So Belle only has 1 more cavalry unit. I think she really squandered her cavalry right there, and also her general is in danger as the Yari Ashigaru is pushed through the middle. But it looks like they will be stopped by the katana samurai, 2 of them in fact, and with the general. So we'll be able to get the general with that push through the middle. But this side over here for Belle is starting to waver, and though there are some katana samurai coming in to reinforce, they could manage to push through and really endanger that general, which would really put Belle in dire straits. And speaking of dire straits, she's almost completely surrounded as Ta has moved around the rear with infantry as well. Naginata monk has made it around. The Great Guard and the Yari cavalry have made it around. The general for Belle has remounted. We'll be able to get out of there. But Ta's going to have some very nice positioning in this battle and just be able to swarm Belle and surround her, despite having potentially inferior numbers. But positioning is really more important than numbers, as that cavalry charge just takes out the rest of the infantry on this wing. There's just the 1 Yari hero still standing, but he's going to get overwhelmed by all those samurai and monks over there. Belle's now making a last stand on the hill in the forest, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think there's just too much blue left on the map. There's a katana samurai here, but wavering at 105 men. So the morale bonuses here with the rally even are not going to be enough to save this katana samurai in the red morale. General's also holding at 12 men, so the general will be dying shortly. The bow cavalry for Ta is moving up as well, and seems to be shooting into a unit that is routing. But at this point, Ta's in a very good position and can afford to let his micro slip a little bit, I think, as he is almost guaranteed a victory. You'd have to take a miracle for Belle to pull this out. Yari hero holding quite well, actually, has managed to cut through quite a bit of infantry here for Ta, but hold firm is activated there for Ta. It looks like they will be cleaning up the Yari hero as he is now wavering. Katana Samurai there are 60 men. Where's the hero? There he is at 29 men. So the Katana hero is still in play. And Kaz, be careful here. If he attacks piecemeal up this hill, it could be enough time between the waves that the Katana hero and the Katana Samurai could potentially turn this battle, but it is very late, and the general is gone for Belle. General in stand to fight for Todd, so it's definitely not looking good for Belle, but she is holding up quite nicely at the top of this hill. Katana hero only 28 men still and in green morale, but that matchlock means big trouble for the Katana hero. If they can get a big shot off, heroes are definitely not impervious to matchlock fire. They do have some little holes to shoot through there. Not doing a lot of damage though, as they don't have a very good firing angle through the blue troops. But there is just enough space here to allow the matchlight to fire through this little narrow alleyway right there, so there is some room there for the matchlocks to do some damage. They have done damage. The Katana hero is now at 18 men, and there they go breaking through, but it's going to expose them to matchlock fire, and they're just going to get mowed down here at 10 men. Wavering and tired. Mass wavering on Belle's line. There they go. They've all routed. So Ta takes game number 1 on the map of his choice. Very well played, I think, by Ta. We'll see you back on the main menu. Well, Ta played very well on that map. I definitely think, especially since he was down in numbers, but managed to still get the surround off on Belle. I think the turning moment of that battle actually came quite early when Belle lost most of her cavalry. Really lost her a lot of mobility, and when she put her force on top of the hill like that, very compact, it was very dangerous because she lost so much mobility. Ta was able to sweep in and surround her quite easily, despite having inferior numbers. In fact, you could even argue inferior troops as well, as Belle had those 2 heroes along with a decent amount of Katana Samurai. I think that Belle made quite a few mistakes in that battle, and Ta was able to capitalize. Had his own thing going though, and really just caught Belle, I think, off guard in that one. So very well played by Ta. We'll see what happens in match number 2. Belle will get choice on the map there, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, everyone.